So first, just to test the connection, let's just hook up some alligator clips to these cords to make sure the signal goes through. And for the record, alligator clips are very hard to handle, but we'll make do. Okay, boom, boom. And then on the other side as well. And they're hard to grab too. Alright, let's see if it plays. Yep. Alright, so we're getting the signal through. Alright, looks like now let's add some resistors on, 100 ohm resistors. And the resistors are 100 ohms, and it looks like the speaker is 8 ohms, so since when you add resistors it's additive, it's equaling out to 108 ohms of resistance. So let's see what happens, what it sounds like. And as you can tell, it got surprisingly quieter, which means that the resistors are working. Alright, so let's add another resistor onto the other side. Okay, and it should make it even quieter. So 100 ohms from the first resistor plus 100 ohms from the second resistor plus 8 ohms from the speaker, which equals 208 ohms of resistance, which means that the signal should be held back significantly more, and the volume should go down. And yeah, you can't really hear it, but the volume has gone down detrimentally. Okay, now let's hook up the alligator clips and the resistors in parallel. Now parallel is tricky business. It should reverse the effects and put the, you'll get the reciprocal. So we had 208 ohms of resistance. So now you put the ohms over 1. So you have 100 over 1 for the first resistor plus 100 over 1 for the second resistor plus 1 over 8. So instead of the volume going down, the volume should actually go up. So let's see if it works. Yeah, see? It's actually louder Alright, so that's what parallel does. So now that we're all done with the resistors, let's try using a variable resistor, which is this thingy right here, which has this turning action which alters the amount of current that's allowed through. So let's see if this works. You hook up one alligator clip directly to the other side. If you can get it to work, they're very difficult. And then, let's see, this is very tricky business. Okay. And then, right here, should be secure. These rubber things aren't making the alligator clips any easier. Alright, let's see if it works. Alright, yep. When you turn it to the left, the amount of current allowed through is restricted. But when you turn it to the right, more is let through. See?
But now you're in my way. Your stare was holding, red jeans, skin was showing. Hard night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you. Hard to look back.
Easy peasy. Alright, now that we're done with that, how about we try some capacitors? Alright, let's see. We have, it looks like microfarads. So I think these are 100 microfarad capacitors. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. Just the same as the resistors. So let's try adding one. Just add one first and see what the effects are. Alright, and then hook up the other side directly to one alligator clip directly over. Alright.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked to you as it fell, and now you're
I don't know if you can hear it,
I trade my soul for a wish. Pennies and
there's sort
dimes
of
for
like
kiss. I
a
wasn't
bass
looking
cut.
for this, but
So
now
the
you're
bass is actually the signal of the bass is actually reduced, or it's sort of like a bass cut or a high pass filter. So the bass isn't heard as well as the treble or the higher frequencies. Alright, let's try adding another one, which should double the effects, because it's another 100 microfarads capacitor. Alright, and this should double the effects. Yeah, there's even less. You can tell even like before the bass even kicks in that there's less bass. But you can barely hear it. It's amazing. But okay, let's try hooking them up in parallel, which just like the resistors should put the number or 100 over 1, which should actually make the bass heavier or more noticeable. Well, it's probably going to be over the volume level, or there's going to be more bass signal let through, so it's more of a low pass filter or a high cut. Well, not really a high cut since the treble's not being affected, but there's going to be more bass. Let's see. Yeah. Or even the treble's just like. That's actually not even the case. The case was that with the capacitors hooked up parallel to each other, it actually made the treble stand out more instead of the bass stand out more. So hooking the capacitors up regularly, directly, made the bass signal less and acted as a high pass filter or a low cut. But hooking them up in parallel actually made the treble stand out more. So the effects are opposite and inverse. But that's my project.